Hello.
And welcome to the last episode of 2021.
2021, it's New Year's Eve.
Absolutely. So this is episode number 81, and it's effectively number 53 for this year. So we've done one, actually more. We've done a few doubles, I think. So
Oh, could be. That's right.
54, 55 for this year. So we've done one every week. So welcome, everyone. So you can see a few people online. I guess most of our friends are probably finished work by now. So
yeah, well, hopefully. Yeah, bit of a break.
Yeah, absolutely. So ready for a bit of holiday, a bit of party tonight. So we have a bit of a special episode, a bit different tonight.
A little bit different.
Tonight, this afternoon.
Yes.
So, here we go. Look at this.
What?
Bruce,
Everyone's coming on board?
Stefan, welcome everyone.
Hello.
Happy New Year. So, as always, we have a car at the front here.
Yep, there's our car of the week.
I think we may have had this before, but what a better way to finish.
Well, it's a pretty magnificent.
So,
yeah.
It's a little bit out of focus. Probably not too hard to guess what it may or may not be. But as always, we need the make, the model, and we have a year as well. Yes,
there is
we have a year in the race.
Yes.
So let's see what we can get. Cool. What else?
What else is there? Well, what we're going to do is it's a bit different because we're going to talk about it's a bit of a year wrap up, isn't it?
Absolutely.
A lot of things have been happening this year. We've had, all around the world has been a bit funky, hasn't it?
Well, we had a very different way to operate. So we've been in lockdown without customers through the shop for probably more than half a year, really.
Yeah, it feels like that. Yeah.
And I guess we have lots of new products there.
That's
lots
right.
Of new things. So,
that's right.
And I guess everyone is going to come through and tell us what they liked most for the last 12 months.
Yeah, that'd be great.
In a moment, we're going to start with that. In the meantime, if you guys have questions, just pop them through the comments here, and we can see if we can show you any products that you may want to see or whatsoever.
That's it.
Well, should we start with a few things that we got here before we grab the guys?
Yeah, so I thought I'll make a little collection of things that sort of popped in during the year and left a bit of an impression.
Yeah.
I've got some of my favorites. Did you have any of your favorites?
I think your favorites could be close to mine, actually.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I know you're going to like that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
How about we pick it first then?
Go for it.
All right, so this is one of our favorites. There you
go. Chromelect is a brand that we just start selling recently, and I guess it's very new genre for us. We haven't done much of the tabletop and wargaming kind of products before.
Yep.
But early in the year, we start with Green Stuff World.
Yes.
It's been very successful. And then we move towards the Chromelect products.
That's right.
Producing the little figures and this gigantic...
Yeah, these big figures.
Robots. Are they robots?
That's right.
Are they...
Well, it is a robot for the Orcs.
Yeah.
So this is what they call a Death Stomper. There's two versions. And these are actually absolutely massive. So these are made up of multiple sheets of that laser cut wooden material. And then they're just slotted together and glued together.
Yeah.
And
painted.
And then you paint it.
Yeah.
That's right. And it also keeps the price really reasonable.
That's right.
And they look quite good because they worked really well with the engineering of these to make a flat surface into a really interesting sort of organic look there. Okay.
What they're achieving is by having multiple layers of this wooden material, they create like a really interesting depth, and it's very dynamic actually.
Yeah, it is. It is because it's not just those; they do the scenery as well. So here you've got a bit of scenery to add to your gaming board, and if it's not on your gaming board, you can make little dioramas too, because you don't have to just do dioramas of real 35th scale or 72nd scale stuff. You can do your gaming 28mm, and there's quite a variety of these. And you can see they're laser cut from there, so dark lines. They're really sharply done.
Yeah, the cutting, the cut is extremely fine, and they've got different depth of cutting, so to have some markings and lettering, and I guess how do we call it? Just highlights, really, which do come really nice when you go and paint them. You can actually add that extra kind of detail without having to draw it or score it or whatsoever.
No, that's right, and they come with a really nice smoky essence.
Yes, when you build them in your living room or garage or wherever you do it in your bedroom, then it gets this very nice pine. I almost say this pine, kind of like that wooden smell.
That's right.
Smell.
Yeah, and that's from the laser cutting and the particular wood that you're using for the material.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're quite a bit of a game changer, aren't they? That's a fairly new thing. We recently had those Nor little figures. We had the Christmas one, and we had the Halloween one. So that was a lot of fun. I assume there'll be more of those coming throughout next year.
There'll be more, so we'll be ready for a new order as we come back from the Christmas break, I suppose, mid-January or so. There'll be a few new releases and some restock, actually, because some of this stuff have been selling for a while. So time to restock, and even for us learning what kind of buildings and figures that are probably more suited for our customer base.
Yes, that's right. So they've been a big game changer. Yeah, so
good fun stuff. Good fun. So hello, everyone. So we've got Shane, Tony, Travis from the Slot Car Guy. So hello, everyone. And Shane is suggesting that he's buying an M113. Is that your next favorite?
Well, that's one of my favorites too. Okay, so this has been spotted. This is the Afv Club M113, which was used by the Australian Army in Vietnam. So I was quite familiar with M113s. They were very a popular vehicle used all around the world. And I was building one of these with my brother when I was a little kid, a Tamiya one. And so that's how I was familiar with M113s. And I didn't realize that the Australians had customized the M113 so much. And there hadn't been a proper one done until Afv released this one this year.
Right.
So I've already started building one. It's stalled at the moment because I've decided it really needs some Australian figures with it. And Australian figures are very difficult to find. So I'm customizing some figures to go with it. But I hope to have that finished before Model Expo. So hopefully you'll see that in one of my entries there. But they've done a really good job on this. It's got the Aussie weaponry inside.
Yep.
It's got the SLRs and the Sterlings and such, machine guns. And then it's got all the relevant modifications. The biggest modification that's visible is that turret. And then they had all the ammo boxes across the back. And a few other bits and pieces too. They had all the weighting equipment on the side taken off, but they're all the bolts. So that's one of my favorites too. So that's recently just come back because the first lot sold out so quickly. Yeah. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. That's good.
Quite a few new kit releases, very interesting kits like this one, Australian themed kits this year. So yeah, that was a good one. What else did we receive? There
were Hercules, I think, that came out.
That's right.
Zvezda.
A couple of other things from memory.
Yeah, there would have been some F18s.
Yes,
kinetic ones.
Yeah.
Ming one. There's an F18. Yeah.
Lots of trains, actually. Lots of new releases in the train range.
Because some of those were expected to come in
long time
for years.
Yeah, and
so years of planning, they all came in.
So I'm really excited.
So lots of J-Class.
Yeah. Rattler.
Yes. And the Tate.
Yes. So quite a few. Really good. Really good. So what's next? I think next is this. We touch on, and it's continuing on from the green stuff. From the Chromelect. So let's put the top camera because it's probably hard to see what we're actually showing here.
Let me zoom it in a bit.
All right, let me see if this
zoom it in. Rolling. And let's do a bit of focus here.
We actually talk about those quite a lot.
There we
go. Quite a lot in our videos and live for the last good 12 months or so.
Yeah.
But the Green Stuff World and Scale 75 range are two products that are new to us.
Yes.
So Green Stuff World first. Green Stuff World.
Well, these are two I picked out because these I think are
game changer, really.
Well, yeah. So they've got the chrome here.
Yeah.
So the chrome is, I guess, similar to the Molto type chrome, but appears to be a bit tougher. Okay. So the Molto has a really good finish. You don't have to pre-prep with any black. It just paints on any other color and it comes up as a mirror finish. Now with the chrome metal here, this can just be brushed on top of anything. And then it actually handles a bit of touching better. Because with Molto, if you touch too much, it will start going matte. And this one, what's the word? It resists that. Okay, so we'll do some videos and we'll show you exactly what it's like. The other thing that really was game changer was the conductive paint. Because with the amount of LEDs you can get now, particularly in green stuff as well, which is pre-wired, you can get them anywhere, really. A lot of people don't like doing the soldering. Now, the soldering part is I guess it's the painful part, particularly with small stuff. But this makes it so much easier. Even for myself that can solder, it can get really, really painful. And I've done that myself, and I can see me using this more often in models because it just is, it's just a relief. Because when you got LEDs and electronics inside a model, you're really worried that when you seal it up, if a solder break comes, it's like, it's painful. And with this, you can apply a bit more, and then you can actually fix down everything with a different glue, and it'll be really, really rock solid. And then you get your Scale 75 metal and alchemy. So these were a bit of a game changer because out of metallic paints, perhaps the lacquers and the enamels are perhaps the best, and there wasn't anything decent in acrylic. But with these, they've managed to get a really fine pigment. It's probably a bit hard to see there. But they've got all these variety of colors. All the bronzes, coppers, you really like them too, right? You use a lot of these. And they're really easy to apply. Okay, so that's a metal and alchemy.
Very glossy, very bright, actually.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, quite often they look really dull with acrylics.
Yeah.
And then you've got our latest range, which is the fantasy and games. So that's from scale 75. Great thing about this stuff is it's designed for gaming, which means they know people are going to be handling their models. So it's not a semi-gloss, but it's I'll call it a semi-matte finish.
Yeah.
It's not the full-on flat that you get in their other ranges. It's got a slight smoother texture, but still matte. And then they've got all these really rich colors that you use for gaming.
That's right.
So yeah.
So a full rack of this range, and I guess along with the scale 75 metallic, and then with all the other green stuff, all the effects they had. The blood effect, it was very, very cool. One, right. Two different type of blood.
Yes.
They have the frost.
Yes.
That was
liquid frost is really interesting.
Frost, it was a really interesting one.
What is it? I haven't got it yet.
Do we have?
Here,
I've seen the piece that we produced for the video around the other day.
What's around here?
So anyway, liquid frost is really interesting because you apply a few drops, you let it dry, and they start growing little spikes, really. Oh, here we go. Now, this has been around for a while, so it's a bit flat and squashed. But you can see what it does, what it can do. And
so if you got a little bit applied, so you see that little squiggle there, the crystals don't grow that much. But you've got a whole heap and it takes longer to dry, they actually grow longer.
Start growing longer.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting effect.
Yeah.
And then they do the spider web.
Yeah, that's really good too. Yep.
How do you call it? Spider serum or something?
Yeah, they call it serum. Yeah, it is a serum. Yeah.
Long story short, it's a paint. It's a kind of a liquid that you put on your airbrush, you spray, and it does all the spider webs.
Yep. So it webs up as soon as it comes out.
Yep.
Yep. And it just hooks up into any of the sort of sharp corners. So it's recommended to actually have some sort of grid, like could be a bit of plastic or even a bit of string. And then as you're airbrushing the cobweb, it'll hang off it and just start
building up.
Yeah, that's right, around that particular obstruction.
And then plus that, a heap of different colors and effects, and also the UV. I think the
UV resin is a game changer.
Is another interesting thing.
Yeah. So especially when I experimented making that new leg with a bit of blue stuff, and I poured in the UV resin, and then the UV torch goes through the blue stuff and actually hardens it up.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. It's much sharper than any putty that you try pushing into blue stuff.
So brilliant. So brilliant products to, I guess, enhance your models, any kind of things you may or may not do. So very good.
For sure.
All right. So
with that, actually, yes, we've got the sets as well. So these sets were really interesting because quite often when you get into miniature building and painting, it's hard to pick certain colors, and it helps if there's a bit of a guide. So that's where the Scale 75 gaming colors also got things like this. Like you've got the makeup ones. So it gives you all the different tones inside for doing all your makeup. All right, so there you go there. Oops, let me focus there, I think. All right, so there's the makeup set, and you'll see that it gives you all the various colors. And these are the standard colors that are in the rack.
Yep.
So you could even look at this and say, oh, I don't need this particular color, and choose them yourself. But if you do get them in the set, it is a little bit more economical and does give you a guide on how do you actually use them. So step-by-step guides are included inside.
I think that's the most interesting part, is the step-by-step guide.
Yes.
Specifically in the sets here coming up now, that are really themed to a specific kind of...
Yes. That's right. So this one's Unnatural Flesh.
Yep.
Yep. So you can see this sort of zombie style off color.
It's good. That greenish, yellow.
So you can see how he's got these muted colors down here.
Yeah.
So there's very little reds in there.
Oh, there's a blood color as well there.
Yep.
Yep.
Like a dark red.
Yep.
Yeah. I think you can see there's some examples here. But there's also the guide inside. And then the other one I brought to show is this one here, because everyone loves orcs. Green tones. Orcs and Goblins. And you can see all the tones there.
Again, see, all greens is really hard to pick which green you would need to, create one rather than another.
Yeah, that's right. So it'll give you the step-by-step to get your your base colors, your highlights, and how to mix between them as well.
Good value.
Yeah, they're good.
So lots of interesting things here.
Yes.
I guess.
What else have we got?
We've got Hearns Workshop. I think something that we obviously need to talk about. When was this year? 2020, I think we started actually.
Well, yeah, we're starting 2020 at the very end.
At the very end,
yes. And so I guess this year was our first full year of design and production.
Correct. So I pick up a box of bits here.
Right.
Now there's lots of
there's a bit of history here, isn't it?
well,
A bit of development.
lots of development that goes in, and lots of memories, and lots of things that have made it.
Yep.
Lots of things that will make it. And
Yep.
lots of things that will never make it.
Yep.
Oops. So, Hearns Workshop is our, I guess, manufacturing division.
Yeah.
And so when we started in 2020, we decided to start designing products
Yes.
and making them in-house. So we got a couple of different machines to produce these units, and
Yes.
we'll be looking at new technology next year. But we have a range of about 110, 115 products now, going from diorama accessories, little willy beans. Are they in here? Yeah, these are the little willy beans.
Yep.
So let's get the top camera going. Right. So these are HO scale willy beans.
They've been really popular, haven't they?
Very popular. So we have now a very nice range of HO scale products. So we have willy beans, we've got letter boxes.
Yes.
We
phone
have
boxes.
Phone boxes.
Yep.
And then we have, what else we have? The buffer stops.
Yes, they've been popular. Yes.
We have the water crane.
Yes.
We have the little pallets.
Yep. And figurines.
We've got figurines and the benches. I forgot about those. So
that's right.
Little bin.
There's a bin.
Little bin and
See that there?
benches maybe on another box here. No benches, but big range of HO designs, which are specifically aimed to the Australian market.
Yes.
Again, the Australian market is limited as for specific items.
That's right.
That are typical or different than in the UK or US.
Yes.
So we produce a range of HO with the products.
Yep.
They move into tools. So these are not released yet.
So soon to be released. This is the weld seam tool, and a little while ago I did a example of those, and they work really well. So they're basically a horseshoe shaped end, and it goes to a shank, which you can either use like this, or you just pop it into a pin vise. So I think it's 3mm, quite easy to fit. And then with that will be one of these roller type as well. So you can see how they've got the curved end. So you use this part to apply the fillet of putty into the joint that you want to make the weld. You roll that across the top. It gives you your basic curved fillet, and then you use this horseshoe type tool, and there's results there, just to give that horseshoe, like a whole range of coins in a row look. Makes it a lot easier than trying to make your own tools, and it gives a really consistent result. So yeah, so they're the tools. So later on, we're going to have these other ones released as well. Various types, basically different shapes of pokey things and spatulas. Again, for applying.
Anything, I suppose.
That's right. You could even use some of these for doing Zimmered if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But so for the Zimmered, we actually have designed a specific tool.
We've got one of these. And what does it look like? It looks like waffle iron, doesn't it? Well, it's actually a waffle in a sense, because this is the 1/16 scale Zimmered waffle pressing tool. So if you're not familiar, there's a 16 scale Stug that's coming out from various brands. The most noted brand would be the Das Werk one, and it is a pretty basic kit. So it makes sense to have some Zimmered on it to give it some interest. And the waffle pattern was quite common on those particular tanks. So hence why we've made 16 scale waffle Zimmered tool. So you basically just put your putty on the surface, and then you press this in to get the indentation. And we'll be having a 35 scale one at a later stage.
That's right.
Yeah.
And still talking about the 16 scale stoke, we have 7-8 different products that go with it.
We do. Yes.
One being this one, actually. I just spotted now. This is big.
What is that?
What is this?
This is the Salkopf. What is a Salkopf? Did I pronounce it correctly? I don't know. But it's what they commonly call the pig's head mantlet. Yeah. And that's quite interesting because the original kits tend to have the very flat-edged welded type armor mantlets. And then they started casting some too, which gave you this organic sort of shape. And there was a bit of a request for these. So these have been developed and available now as well. So what you do is chop it and probably trim it around depending on which kit you get, and then fit the the barrel inside.
That's right. And then we have muzzles. We have the fire extinguisher.
We got C hooks, S hooks,
and
what else was there? There's something else, wasn't there? Oh, that's right. The armor bolts that go on the front of the tank. Because the other ones are all molded in and they're all in the same direction, which is impossible. So
some more.
Yeah, and there's other 16 scale accessories too. So this we've got blown up jerry cans. Oh, sorry, the jerry cans are full. A blown up drum.
This one is a bit smashed,
a bit battered.
Beaten up. Yep.
So quite a few 16 scale accessories that are perfect for the Stug, which is coming out. Stug hasn't reached Australia as yet, but it should be here in January, I expect.
That's right. Then we have a range of RC accessories, which we started with the snorkel for the Land Rover Defender.
That's right.
Which came in a couple of different flavors.
Yep.
Then we had also the air venting for the bonnet of the Land Rover Defender again.
So you see how these have just been simply sprayed black, haven't they?
That's right. Yep. So, and then we have quite a few things for the Tamiya Grasshopper. Only have the front bumper here, but it's an upgrade front bumper to make it look, I guess, a lot more interesting in my opinion. Yeah. So that will get installed like this, and we'll have your two hands.
That's right. So these will be glued into place here.
Yeah. So they're go like this. So this is just one of the prototypes we did. So the product is now available for sale, and will actually be a pressure fit.
Yeah.
So we have the front bumper. What else do we have? This the scoop, actually.
Oh, that's right, for the Grasshopper.
For the Grasshopper, the vent,
the roof vent.
The roof air intake.
Yes.
And then still for the Tamiya, we have the hex conversion kit.
Oh, that's right, for wheels.
For the wheels, to go from the traditional pin style type wheel to the more modern hex, 4mm hex wheels.
Yep.
And without going with much more, I think this is some of
these as well.
Oh yes, Mac.
So these are the rocket engines, which are modeled off the Saturn V rocket engines, which are quite often used in machining Krieger kits. The problem with the machining Krieger kits is they're usually in halves. So when you join them together, it's really hard to get that ridging all nice and smooth. But with these particular ones, you've got extra detail, it's sharper, and you don't have to clean them up. All you have to do is cut on the bottom, carefully sand it, because you only have to sand a flat section, and then ready to use. So we've got those, and we've got quite a few other accessories for machining Krieger as well.
Yeah.
So there's hands for the Grozer Hunds, the really nice engine for the Falke.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's many bits and pieces.
Yeah,
these are part of our detailing range, and we have probably 40 or 50 different trays.
Yes.
Of all kinds. These are one of the hydraulic ones, showing all the bends.
Yep.
90 degrees and different sizes. But we have T's, we have tray bends.
Yep.
Then we have rivets.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
What do we have here? Nuts and bolts. What's this one?
Yeah, they're pretty.
Another rivet.
Yep, they're impressive. So these are the these are like Allen-headed bolts. They've actually got a recess in the top, which is going to be really hard for you to see. You can see how there's a variety of different sizes there.
Yeah.
Just need to cut them down below and keep a section of the stalk. Just drill a hole into your model and then drop them in and fit them in with some super glue. So they're really nice.
I guess a lot more, but
yeah. So this is just a selection of stuff that we just had.
That's right.
Sitting around our development box. Yeah.
There's figures. Actually, we haven't shown the figures, have we?
No.
Just briefly. So that's a pretty large one, but we go down all the way to the HO scale.
That's right.
So
HO will be
17, 18 millimeter tall kind of figures.
Right. Yeah, it's cool.
So lots of things, quite a few things planned for next year as well. So stay tuned, I guess.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll have a lot more coming.
Yes.
So while we tidy up this, shall we go and grab?
Shall we go and grab
someone?
Who's
going to be first?
All right, let me go. Whoever's closest.
Whoever is closest. Okay. Well, I can see Anthony suggesting that we could do the bumper without the arms. Actually, that's a good point. That's also an option. I guess you could install those without the. Let me put the camera on top again. You could probably install those without the arms, really, just to show you how they look like. But yeah, you can probably install them without the house. But let me pop the front camera. Warwick is here.
Yeah,
And Warwick
hello, everyone.
can tell us, actually. Let me make some space for you. We keep those here.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I need to move the camera. I didn't design it for you today.
That's all right.
Let's park those. Almost there. But Warwick is the man behind these bits.
Yes.
They yet have not
yes.
made it onto your car.
Well, one of them has. The
one we don't have yet, which is good.
Yeah, that was handy, wasn't it? We planned that. Yeah, so the air scoop is on the Hornet. I was really happy with this actually because we didn't have to prototype it. I literally we printed one out and it was perfect and Shazam. So yeah, super happy with that. Comes in there's two different sorts. So there's one that bolts on. This one bolts on just using a regular Tamiya bolt. Not bolt, Allen? No, it's not Allen, is it? It's a Phillips.
Phillips, yeah.
That comes standard with the kit. And there's also one that you can just use double-sided tape and just tape it on or glue it on if you prefer. And it comes in 3 parts. So you can either have it just plain or you can have it... Sorry, Beaky, do you want to come in?
Well, that'd come in.
He's pushing in. Hello.
So it comes in 3 parts. So it's got you probably, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a mesh that you can use.
Oh, we've got the overhead going there.
The overhead, okay.
All right, so let me see. I'll probably have to focus it in there.
Oh, punch
hang
it.
on. Right, you got it. You got it.
Right.
Oh, there we go.
Look at that.
There we go.
Yeah. So you've got the option. You can either have it one of 3 different ways. So that's pretty cool. It just adds a nice little custom touch to your RC car.
Yeah, it's cool.
There it is.
You've done a pretty good custom paint job on that thing.
Yeah, well, that's the main reason I bought this in because this was my quarantine project. Someone in my son's school got the Rona, and so we had to quarantine. So I wanted something to do for the 2 weeks, and so I literally just worked on this solidly for 2 weeks. And yeah, it turns out I enjoy painting RC cars. Who knew? But that was one of the revelations from this year for me. Getting some of these retro or cheaper cars and then just making them your own is just such a great project and a really good sort of side step if you're into scale modeling or if you just like making things or if you have a lot of nostalgia for these cars from when you were a kid like we do, or maybe just me. I don't know.
No. I've got nostalgia as well.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. So that was really good, and of course, it also allowed me to then use a platform to develop some Hearns workshop parts for the cars as well. So, yeah, I can imagine that in the not too distant future there'll be more hop up parts, and we're working on some full on racing bits and pieces that's taking a lot of development because obviously they're not just cosmetic, they have to work and we have to make sure we go through the prototype process in the most diligent manner. So yeah, they'll be coming next year, so something exciting to look out for. And we've also been asked to bring in our favorite products for the year. And favorites.
Can I take this home now?
Yeah, okay. I'll do a trade. I'll do you a trade. We were asked to bring in our favorite products for the year, and I don't know. I can't say this was a favorite product. It was just like a bit of a revelation because, as you may or may not know, Bandai plastic is very temperamental, and I like to use enamel weathering products, and Bandai plastic and enamels just don't play well together.
Well, I learned that when I did my X-Wing as well. So X-Wing started cracking apart. Yeah. So we all do it, and then we get cavalier. Then we be sort of more diligent about it, and then we just forget one day, and then we're just slathering it on, and then it's too late. Your arms fall off, or whatever. So that's where these guys come in. So I bought these mid-year when we got them in from Green Stuff World. They are the Intensity inks. We still don't know why they didn't call them Ink Intensity because that would have been cool. Copyright.
Yeah. Hashtag. Yeah. So I kind of discovered these, and I've been playing around with them a lot, and using them as panel line washers, using them as filters. You can use them straight out of the bottle. They're very intense. Intense.
Oh, yeah, all right.
They're very
dad joke. All right.
Yeah, dad joke.
Yeah.
They're the colours are so vibrant. It's pretty crazy. But
so the advantage is these are water based.
They are water based. Yeah. So you can slather them on. Bandai plastic doesn't care.
Yep.
And that makes them really, really safe and versatile. And because they're translucent, because the pigments are translucent, they really carry through what's underneath them really well.
Yep.
And the opacity increases the more you put on. So if you have divots, they're darker, and you get a really nice transition between the low points and the high points.
Yeah.
And the way to ensure that happens really smoothly is with this stuff. This is called Surface Tension Breaker.
Yeah.
I got this from our good friends at Senior Art Supplies, just in DeGrave Street.
Yep.
Shout out to those guys. They've been super helpful.
Yep.
We've been sending them customers, and they've been sending us customers.
Yep.
And they hooked me up with this stuff.
Yep.
I've got about a lifetime supply in here.
Yep. Flow Improver can work as well.
Yeah, Flow Improver. Absolutely. Yeah. It's obviously they don't put what's in the bottle on the bottle, but it's definitely got some of the same characteristics as that.
Yep.
And then when you're doing things like filters, that's really
well, I guess that's where the difference is between inks and washes, because traditionally in scale modeling, we use washes, which is using opaque pigments. You thin them down and then you apply them. But in the gaming side of things, they tend to use inks which are transparent, and so they give it a different effect.
Yeah.
So with transitions, if you're talking about smooth transitions, then these are the way to go.
Yeah, it's really good like that. Whereas enamels that tend to be on and off, these have a really nice transition.
Yeah.
That's kind of my product of the year, because I use it on every model, and you can obviously don't just have to use it on Bandai. You can use it
on anything.
Use it on any kit. On some of the forums on Facebook, the guys are using them really successfully on cockpits of airplanes, tanks, etc.
Yeah, you can use it on anything, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant.
So,
all right, thank you.
Highly recommended. I will go and grab victim number 2.
Yeah, see who you can find.
Yeah, have a great new year, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you in the store when we reopen. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks,
guys.
Thanks.
Meanwhile, I think we've got a bit of a guess on.
Oh, we got a guess. All right.
This could be either a Lancia or a Porsche.
Oh, that's a good guess.
I think this is definitely a Porsche, I would suggest.
What makes you think that? Is it because it's got a Porsche symbol on it?
Because it doesn't look like a Fiat Panda.
You and your Panda.
Yeah.
The only pandas I think about are the ones with the black eyes, and you think about the cars.
Yeah, that's it. So,
all right. So we've got a Porsche.
We've got a Porsche.
Okay, so it's a Porsche.
I think someone else up here, Clifton, actually, I see now, is suggested that it could have been a Martini Porsche 908 Flandre Petit Le Mans 1980.
Not quite. It's pretty
close. Very close, though.
Pretty close.
Keep going. We are not far. Let me give a bit more.
There you go. That's a back shot.
This is really cool. No matter what, this car is.
Yeah, it's nice. Special. Yeah, it's really, really well done.
So, yes. What else we have? So,
well, I scored myself a car.
You have a car?
Yeah. You've got the bumper for the car.
Yeah,
I think I did better off than you.
Give me the bumper, you give me the car. So, lots of bits from Hearns Workshop. Has Warwick said that we have quite a few other things being prepared for early next year. So,
I can't believe you painted the side of the chassis.
Yes, everything. Even
it's got like the ribbing on it.
Yeah, even the wheel arms.
Yeah.
So here they're painted red.
Yeah.
You can actually see them here. See, they're all painted red.
And then the wheels themselves.
And I think the best part is in a gearbox case, because we put some clear.
Oh, that's right.
There's
some
resin
clear,
in there. UV resin.
Yep.
With a black color. Black green. So there's green and then clear resin on top to get that kind of glass effect, isn't it?
It looks like a jewel, doesn't it?
Yeah, brilliant.
I might have to hang this around my neck with a big chain.
I think so too.
I mean, that'll be a look, wouldn't it?
Meanwhile, we're welcoming Marlon with his brand new toy here.
Oh, brand new toy.
Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Marlon.
How you doing? Were you looking at Warwick's fine grasshopper?
Yes.
Well, I was holding on to it because I left it here. I'm going to say you don't.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
he hasn't said otherwise.
It's been gifted, I think.
You better not run it. But so I heard we're talking about our favorite products of the year. Is that right?
That's right. Is that your favorite?
It's funny that my favorite thing that I've seen all year came in right at the end of the year. But we have been anticipating these for a while.
That's right.
This is the Tsugawa, or TGW as otherwise known. It's an A4 size little model railway layout, pre-built, battery operated, or you can plug it in with a phone charger. And I really like the fact that you could just remove the base.
Yep.
And then replace that with another base.
Yes.
And then the power hookups are just right here. Why I like that so much is because you could create a theme on this base.
Yep.
You could have a really unique idea for scenery.
Yep.
And then you could just simply change that and then do something else. So
That's
it's very flexible.
Summer and a winter version.
That's it. The Christmas one can come off because it's just ended. So yeah, loved it. We've played with this quite a bit. We've did a few videos on it recently.
Yep.
And it's a really fine product. And they've just these little tiny miniature which
there we
go.
There we
go. Hard to appreciate.
Bring it back down and I'll zoom in on it. Well, this is going to be a bit tricky because here we go. Oh, let's do some focusing. Oh, I'm going the wrong way.
Wow.
Oh no, maybe
this is what it feels like to need glasses.
Oh, hang on. Hold it. Oh, that's it.
So yeah, quite literally the smallest. I probably should left the word trains I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're good, aren't
they? And perfectly designed for things with tight curves, curve radius as this.
Yeah, the Japanese love their in-scale, don't they?
They certainly do. So I've been pretty thrilled with this product. Actually,
you've been playing with these every single time I've seen.
I know.
In the last 3 days.
I know. I can't help myself, but I will have to get one for myself and then try something neat with the scenery on top of it. So
this is definitely exciting because last time we had TGW was probably a year ago.
Yes.
We missed almost 2 months, and it's really good to have this back again.
Yep.
With the full range. There's not only N scale, they've got some HO scale as well, which is quite bespoke again.
Really interesting stuff.
Stomper is quite nice. They showed, it was last week on the live.
Yep.
So good range.
That's it. Yeah, very Japan centric.
So,
they had the sushi trains as well.
Sushi train.
Yeah, which is a really fun concept, and they do a lot of quite innovative cleaning products as well for
really well.
train wheels. So yeah, that's my favorite thing.
Good stuff.
Of 2021.
I like it too.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
Great.
All right.
Thank you, Marlon.
Thanks for showing us that.
Happy New Year. I'll see everybody next year.
No worries. Thanks,
Thank you. So, meanwhile, I think the Porsche has been guessed.
No, couldn't be.
Let me double check it.
Can't be.
Triple checking it. Ian, as always, as often.
Has he picked it? Has he picked it?
Porsche 936 1978.
Yeah, all right.
We are only missing the. Do we have a driver? No.
Driver?
No, that's it. We got it all.
Driver's
we can't read the driver.
Can you read it? That's tiny.
I can't read the driver. So well done, Ian, again.
Well done.
I think Ian has guessed the most number of cars this year.
Excellent.
One of them. Yeah, the one that guessed the most cars, really. So, who is next?
I don't know. I wonder.
I think Brett popping capital cars. I think we should guess what car Brett is going to bring in.
I reckon he's going to bring in a Mini Z.
I think so too. I was thinking
I'm screaming.
What are you bringing in?
Not bringing in anything.
Hello.
Hello, guys. How are we? Thanks for having me.
What do you mean you're not bringing in anything?
Can I guess a car?
Not too
Yeah,
late.
you can. It's already been done, but you can guess it.
As long as it wasn't Ian Murray, we'll be all right.
No, it should be fine. It was him.
But you look at
it?
You look at that label. So if you don't get it right, there's something wrong with you.
He's cheating. What? Oh, me?
Yeah.
Ah, I thought it was a drink. Racing into
It's
New Year's Eve.
That is Jackie E.
Jackie X, is it?
Let me see. It's a German flag for a start. No, it can't be Jackie. That name is at least 50 characters long.
It just looks like scribble to me.
So,
Where's your Megvisor?
My mag, it's over there.
Oh,
all
how
right,
are we,
so
guys?
what's the plan?
What a 2021. How good was it? Well,
Good.
I suppose it's debatable, but it was definitely
Memorable.
onwards and upwards. Hey, and a couple of standouts for me, I suppose. If that's what we're having a little bit of a recap, the best of 2021, it'd have to be this little VRX Bullet. Huge fan.
I'm a huge fan too. You let me drive it.
Yeah,
You broke it too.
Yeah, I did.
and contemplating getting it ready for you know, I mean, it's effectively a pretty old design of
Yep.
something. So we're going to cross the bridge of maybe running it as a vintage. Although, you know, honestly, I don't know that it was available for sale before the year 2000.
I guess it depends on what the rules are. Whether
Well,
it's a design
as
or
long as it was available for sale before any time
is it
before
available?
2000
Oh, I see.
in one way or another, then it's eligible. But
Okay. Oh, that might be a bit hard then.
that might be a bit hard, but nonetheless.
Either way, it's still going to take us to the track.
But it is a surprise little package. And like I said, somebody who hasn't raced 1/10 off-road for a while, it really brought back those memories of racing, you know, 25 years ago. So
and I guess it simplifies lots of things because the modern cars are really complex, which is the fun of it. But at the same time, it pushes to a level where it's very sophisticated, and this strips all that back.
Yeah.
Charge your batteries and play.
That's
race
right.
or no race, it doesn't matter. You just charge your battery, go to the park.
That's
fun,
right.
which is great.
And for a lot of people, like the modern RC car, when you tell them about lipos and storage and this and that, like it's a very steep learning curve.
Yeah.
And for us that have been around it and watched it grow and evolve
It's
over the
normal,
past,
really,
it's normal for us. But for somebody that you're talking to about it, it's all too much. So this strips it right back, like Nick said, and makes it appealing. It's not as daunting.
Yeah.
And when you crash and break it, the parts are really cheap. I mean, it's a cheap car. So it's, like I said, it's a really good package, and it really harks back to what RC was for a lot of us a long time ago. You know, as much as we love the Tamiya re-releases and stuff like that, they're really just not practical today with the part scarcity and the heartbreak and waiting.
The overall quality, I mean, the design actually was probably designed.
Yeah, that's right. They're 40-year-old design. So this really is, you know, what I call, you know, like I said to me, it's like a modern day frog.
Yeah.
It's something that you can get out, have fun and play with. Plenty of parts, pretty cheap, you know, easy to service and that. It's a real shame that it doesn't come in a kit form, because that would be good for a lot of people, I think.
Agreed.
Because a lot of people do like that. So we'll work towards that, I suppose. But yeah, the VRX Bullet, huge fan. And I'm actually looking forward to getting it out and having a play myself again.
That was good fun.
It's all been very busy. So that is 2021 in a nutshell. Obviously, we didn't get as much racing done as we'd like.
Probably got onto this stuff.
Yeah,
We've got
racing
stuff.
If racing was on, we probably would have not touched some of those.
That's right. This got me and my family and half the kids in the neighbourhood through lockdown. You know, the front yard was destroyed from this little thing.
And the fairies.
And the fairy garden. And so really good.
Cool.
Now moving on to another one.
I've got more.
What are you doing?
Your favourite?
What's that?
Another one of my favourite products for 2022
my
has
favorite.
to be the Hot Bodies RGTE E8. So 8 scale. When I come to Hearns, 18 months, 2 years ago now, Hot Bodies and 8 scale was a new thing to me. I spent most of my life in 1/10 electric, both on-road and off-road. On-road of late. So that really exposed me to the Hot Bodies product and their family of cars. And this 8 scale GT8 is fantastic. I fell in love with it immediately. Just the concept, the build, the design, the similarities between itself and its buggy EP8 cousin. So I had heaps of fun. Very limited again, but heaps of fun racing the EP8 buggy. You know, and I equally adore this car. The reason I didn't bring the EP8 buggy is because it's actually not here. It's at home getting serviced and repaired, where this one is ready to go.
Ready to go.
So looking forward 2022, really concentrating on this.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know the boys up north are having great fun with it. And it's growing monumentally. Be the fastest growing RC class in New South Wales.
Can I drive this one down Flinders Street?
Why not?
You can.
Why not?
Like now?
You see, absolutely.
Probably have to charge a battery.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Why not, indeed.
Why not?
So that's really cool for 2022. Looking forward to it and moving onwards and upwards. It's going to be a huge year for us.
It will be. Yeah.
We've got the Vix off-roads, which we're really close partners with very early on in the year. In 3-4 weeks?
22nd, 20.
Yeah.
Around 20 of January.
At Kilo Off-Road Club. So 1/10. So Yokomoto launched a new car on us last week. So everybody's been feverishly getting them done. The truck's getting rebuilt. In a fortnight, the track will be open and those cars will be on the track.
Cool.
So that is really cool for us, and hopefully the momentum and the racing can continue all the way through this year.
Exactly.
You know, we've all had a long break, too long than we care to talk about.
Yes.
So looking forward to getting back with the Velodrome this year.
Velodrome.
Soon.
I'm sure the GT will be a star again.
Yes.
Make
Yes.
it look really easy.
Yep.
You know, now we've got our good partnership with GRP, so
Yes.
we'll definitely have some really fast tires.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, let's see if we can hold these things together and success as fast as we can go.
Absolutely.
You know, it's really is going to be a really good, strong test for the Dash Electronics to see exactly how fast we can push these things, because they're going to be running maximum. So they're
Really
rated
fast.
to 4 to 6S, so we'll be running them on 6S. 2650 kV motor with the biggest pinion that we can possibly fit in the chassis.
Yeah, just push start it.
And yeah, well, we're not really going to carry out any modifications to the car other than just whacking a big pinion on it.
Yeah, gearing.
And probably heaps as much turbo as we can stuff into it without
Blowing up everything.
without blowing up everything.
Bit of dry ice.
Yeah, well, why not?
Yep.
Anything.
You can bring that. So young John Puce has got like a bank of 340mm fans over
three
here.
now.
Yeah, 3. It's getting big.
From 1 to 2 to 3.
It would sound so much like a hovercraft, I think, that car.
I remember the early days when they were racing temp scale touring with brushless, and they were getting mega hot. And Cookie made this little hopper on top of his motor, and just before he put it out, he poured the dry ice on the top,
like they do with intercoolers.
Ah.
and then as it melted, it would just go over the motor.
That's a good idea.
Because those days they were melting solder off them
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. That was in the last days of brushed. Yeah,
Yeah.
the last days of brushing, we had seven turn motors in there. Would
Oh, but the
throw
brushless was melting
too.
Yeah.
We used to throw the solder off the armature, off the com where the windings were soldered on. You know, if you were overgeared by one tooth, you just destroy
everything.
Throw the solder
You see the
off.
commentator
So
with all the beautiful colours of the rainbow.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's
Nice
right.
purples, reds.
Much like that one inside that bullet. When I take that motor out, I might
Oh,
actually-
it's pretty
I
cool.
I
I
might
think.
actually take that apart and demonstrate what happens when you
Cool.
run a
Yeah.
Johnson until it says no more.
No more. Pop.
That's right. So next step for the bullet is lipo,
Hmm.
power, and see what we can do with it. Put it on the racetrack in some form or another.
Cool.
Yeah, 2022, bring it on. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
Yeah.
Huge things to announce. Putting together a big race team for next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still getting over the Christmas rush, which has seemed to just been relentless and keep going.
Yeah.
So, and then, like I said,
Straight into racing.
Straight into racing.
That's
So it's going to be a flat out year for us. Yeah. Thank everybody for their support through 2021.
Yeah. We wouldn't have done
You
it
know,
without everyone.
No, the customers have been fantastic and really understanding.
And understanding the situation, the challenges.
A lot of it hasn't been face to face, and we've been in and out of lockdowns and hours and this and that. So, and people from around the, obviously Western Australia, South Australia haven't had as many as what we've endured. So they've been really, really supportive of us through that. So, have to have a big thank you for them, and hopefully we can pay them back by coming around to the racetracks and visiting
That's
them,
it.
That's
saying hello, shaking some hands. Mask on, mask off, whatever we need
That's
to do.
it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, somebody said that we can race the bullet.
We can race a bullet. What in vintage?
I don't know. I just
I
read
think
whatever I
it's,
want to read in the comments. So thank you, Simon, for allowing us to race the bullet.
Excellent.
I don't know that he has actually allowed us to race it, has he?
I don't know. I don't think he wants to say that, but I'm assuming so.
And
Excellent.
Simon being the
President
president
Kilo
of Kilo. So good on him for watching. And again, people like Simon are really getting behind us. You
And
know,
I guess
moving
behind the
forward,
sport, really,
and we've
more than
really got to
anything else.
push into the club and get more active. And it's when it's face to face and personal. When you're within the community, it's much easier to
I agree.
grasp and grapple with it. So really looking forward to bringing it in next year. And if you haven't applied for a race driver position, get in touch with us on Facebook. There's plenty of posts on the Hearns Hobbies Racing of the membership drive, if you will.
Yeah.
So we're looking for all forms, especially juniors looking to come up, step up their game.
Yep.
Those who like to help others. You don't have to be a Nationals A finalist, a B finalist. It's really about people who have a love for the hobby and the racing as a whole. And
It's
we're
all about
happy
the
to-
nurturing, isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Looking
right.
after each other.
And it's a way of us supporting the people on the journey.
Agreed.
You know?
Agreed.
There's only
Absolutely.
so much we can do, but if we can support them and help them and part knowledge. Like I said, get stuff out to them really quick. It's all part of the deal, you know. So hopefully we can all grow faster together.
For sure.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me, and have a lovely New Year's Eve.
No worries.
See you guys.
Thank you. See ya. Very good. All right.
Wonder who's going to come in next.
Somebody left now. Let's see.
All right.
But I guess this year is a year where everyone has tried different things.
Yes.
So Brad has played with his bullets.
Yes.
He went from high-end racing cars to back to the roots.
Yes.
I started painting a bit more.
Yes.
I haven't really done any, modeling as much as I've done recently. So
you've been learning a lot, haven't you?
Learning a lot. Trying to paint our Hearns workshop products just to, I guess, even create content, photos, and stuff like that. And and then trying all these new, green stuff and Scale 75 products. So
it's all a learning experience.
That's right.
I mean, even for myself, a lot of these things, without trying them, it's really hard to understand them. So I've been learning a lot of things about the various products, just like the favorite things that I've pulled up there, the conductive paint and such.
Good to try.
Well, that's right. And it's amazing that after all this time, there's always still a product to teach you something. And there's always other techniques to learn from as well.
Absolutely. So I guess virtually everyone in here this year have tried different things. So Marlin has been buying and building RC cars.
That's right. Yes.
Trains.
Yes.
Someone has tried different things. Just we had a bit more spare time, obviously.
That's
because you couldn't go on holiday or other things. And it was actually positive somehow because we experienced new things.
Yeah. It's been good.
There is a question here.
Yes.
I've seen it. So Shane has an old car, which still works on crystals. And he's hoping to be able to retrofit it.
Retrofit with new radio gear.
New radio gear.
That shouldn't be a problem.
So I guess provided that the speed controller is not integrated with a receiver, which I don't think it was back in the days.
The old ones, I guess it depends on how old it is, but usually all those components were
separated.
So the things you need to replace will be the receiver and the transmitter.
Yes.
And then you'll need to consider how old the servos are, because some of those have really chunky plugs.
Yes.
But that's not hard. It's very easy to swap them over. They're all still the 3-wire type connection. So you got positive, negative, and signal. And that's pretty easy. Just change the plug if you need to, and or plug into the new stuff.
We do occasionally, refurbishment of old Tamiya cars with a mechanical speed controller.
Yes.
And so you rip that one out, put in a more traditional electronic speed controller, and then upgrade all the radio system as well. So definitely possible. Definitely possible. So absolutely. So very good. So I think you're coming to almost an end. I don't know whether anyone else is going to show up.
I'll do a quick run. I'll see if anyone. Are you going to go? Okay.
Let me go grab somebody.
All right, not a problem. Okay, so while we're here, let's see if anyone's got any questions on anything. We've got a lot of new stuff within the store that I don't know. I've sort of forgotten what we've received as well. But if you've got any questions, just let me know. And I'll run out there and grab stuff, easy peasy, and we'll bring it in.
Hopefully Tommy's on his way.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Customers at the moment.
All right, sure. So I've just asked everyone if they want to see anything. Just let us know.
Absolutely.
Yep. So you got a bit of plugger there?
Got a bit of plugger. So I think we talk too much about plugger, but plugger will have a special video.
He will.
Live tomorrow on our social media channels, your YouTube and potentially Facebook as well.
Yes.
That's a wrap, guys.
This is it.
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
No more.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, so
what do you got?
That's it.
You got that? I got this.
Cool. So I think that's a perfect end. So
do suit me?
I think before we finish, we just need to do. Oh dear.
They don't suit me?
No good glasses for you.
All right.
I think we need to.
We need to. Yes. This is quite amazing. This. All right.
Let's pop the top camera.
Let's see if we can just get that focus.
Here we go. Look at that. There we go. So,
all right.
What do we know?
It's a really flat car with an open cockpit.
That's it.
Yeah.
Very aerodynamic.
Okay, so you probably get a better appreciation when you actually see the silhouette of it. Look at that. So it's got the long tail, messy rear wing. There's actually fluorescent red. And you got all the fine details. You got aerials. So back in the day, they were mega long aerials. You've got the vented wheels. Okay, so as it's driving along, it's venting air into the disc brakes. Big engine vent there as well. On the front.
Very flat. Look at this.
Yeah. You got a big intake at the back for the induction. Little intake at the front, and it's probably a small radiator there. And then I don't know if you can see, but there's white tape that's been applied around the edges of the light housing and then across the top. And I can only guess that that's aerodynamic tape. You can see it across the door as well.
To remove any kind of drag.
Yeah, that's right.
So
it's on both
by the
sides.
gaps.
Because otherwise, I mean, that you would normally expect that to have all these martini stripes to be all straight, right? But they've done that, and that's purposeful for performance. Looking inside the cockpit,
Very
don't know if
detailed.
you can see much there.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. You can see
Yeah.
all the dials and
Yep. So you got a variety of dials across this side, and then you've got your this would be the tacho, I'd say. The biggest dial is normally the tacho, and interestingly, this has got 2 seats in it. Now, why has it got 2 seats? Is it because of the rules that have to have 2 seats?
potentially, yeah.
Because that doesn't look like a seat that I want to sit in. This one.
No, it's a bit tiny, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And then there's this one with all the harnesses in it.
And I can see a bit of windscreen actually on this side, very tiny.
Oh, okay.
Super tiny
that's right.
windscreen. Like it will be only
Right
like 3 or 4 millimeters. It's probably really hard to see.
So
Well-
the driver would be on this side.
Yeah.
And I guess that's all that's needed to direct it over his helmet.
That's right.
Interesting. Oh, you might be able to see under this little clear cover too. It's smoked, but it's got some instrumentation in the back here. Just that little window.
Yeah. Interesting.
And then these covers here are actually mesh. So it's pressed mesh. I think it's photo etched stainless steel. They're really nice.
That very fine.
And then you can see some exhaust in the back too.
There's a mirror. They put it like a mirror actually on the base, so you can actually see the details of the
that's
of the
right.
engine. Let's see if we can. Yeah,
You see it there?
There's a bit of a mirror.
And that's the actual
That's
engine
the
parts
actual
there.
engine, yeah.
So you see the space frame for the suspension at the back. Oh, that's clever. I never really noticed that. Yeah, very nice. So again, a BBR resin model, very sharp details. You can see the mirrors there, the rear vision mirrors. They're actually got mirrored material in there. See those? Either side. Yeah, that's nice. I
That's
like
it.
that.
That's one of these phenomenal limited editions from BBR. So
Yes,
we've
done a really good job.
we've seen quite a few cars from the BBR Techno Model and MR collection this year.
Yes.
Lots of Ferrari, lots of different new and old models actually, and there will be quite a lot more coming in the next year. So
That's
we're
right.
having a good focus on this type of luxury, I guess, sports car, I suppose,
Yes.
in the resin, and also our diecast range is growing as for more traditional Australian and
Yes.
generic.
Yeah. So
Okay.
in the 43rd scale,
Yeah.
there's some mainly 18 scale, but
Yeah.
it's 24 scale as well. So a bit more compact, more the size of the
That's
classic
right.
model kits.
And some nice high-end Solido and a few other
Yes.
brands, really. So
Yeah.
very good.
So maybe we should talk about what we're expecting soon. So
What
within
I'm
the new year,
expecting, yes,
there's the Blockhead Motors World one.
that's right.
That's not that far away, which is really exciting. To me, we've also got a 16 scale Centurion,
Yes.
ready control tank.
There's the Porsche limited edition RC
Oh, that's right, the 45th anniversary.
45th anniversary. Yes,
Yep, from Tamiya as well. So that's a 934.
Four. Yeah,
There's the 112 scale Italeri Lancia
that's
Delta.
right. The Delta. Wow.
Yep.
Yep.
What else is there? There's a new French armored car from Copper State Models. That's all that sort of rings a bell at the moment.
Well, from the RC perspective, Hot Bodies is mean to release the two-wheel drive 110 scale buggy.
Oh, right.
So that could come early next year. But
Well, that's pretty exciting because they've been working on that for a
that's
long
right.
time.
So it could be probably. I would suspect it will end up in the middle of the year, really.
Okay,
but
sure.
it's apparently towards the final stages. So
Yep.
that could be something nice there.
Okay.
And I guess there will be a lot more coming.
Yeah, for sure.
We-
There's
we-
always more
we-
stuff
We
coming.
placed so many orders in the last just even few weeks
Yes.
from all manufacturers. That will be crazy. There will be lots of stock that didn't make it for Christmas that will get here after Christmas. So
Yes.
Scalextric
Oh,
and
that's right.
Hornby for say they
Yes.
will have, I suspect, quite a few big drops just after Christmas.
Yeah.
And Traxxas will have a big drop of stock just
Well,
after
people have been
Christmas
waiting
as
for
well.
that, haven't they?
There'll be a couple of X Maxes, I believe, which they may well be pre-sold. I don't know.
Okay.
But there'll be some stock, and Tamiya may give us some Hornets and some Frogs and Grasshoppers as well.
Cool.
Probably mid-January, but we don't know
Okay.
exactly. So
All right, let's hope.
there'll be a few cars. So keep an eye on our pages, I guess, and subscribe to the newsletter.
That's right.
because when we receive limited stock, we give a first shot to our subscribers.
That's right.
And then we'll release that to onto the website.
I've got some more premium Bandai coming too.
Premium Bandai, yeah, that's right. So very good. So lots happening. So I guess big thank you everyone for joining us for the past 12 months or so. And
that's right. Yeah, thank you.
This challenging situation, but I guess we made it through once again.
We did.
In the difficult was very positive because, as we just said, we all learned something new. Call it different type of modelings. For some RC, for some painting, like myself.
Yes.
So the challenge pushes through learning new things, which has been exciting, and new products as well for us. So
yes,
big positive, and looking forward to 2022
for sure. Yeah,
very good.
It's going to be very successful indeed. I think because I think everywhere's just going to open up more and more from now.
That's right.
And we're just going to get back to normal life
quicker
than we think.
Absolutely. So, everyone, have a good night and Happy New Year.
That's right. Happy New Year. Stay
Bye-bye.
safe.